What's up, guys? I'd like to welcome everybody back to the channel. This is MJ on MJ's Fishing Adventure. Today I'm going to show you guys 2 easy setups. But hey, before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you want to keep receiving notifications whenever I'm putting out how to do setups or videos of me catching crappie or videos when I'm out in the saltwater, please hit that notification button. And if you like the information I'm putting out, hit the like button. If you have any comments, please leave a comment. I'll definitely try to answer all the comments that you guys put down there. You're more than welcome. But like I said, today I'm going to show you two easy setups where you can fish if you're on a bank, a boat, or a dock. That's all you need. All right, these 2 easy setups. I'm going to show you a setup if you're fishing with a single jig head, and I'm also going to show you a setup if you're fishing with a slip knot bobber and with live minnow. All right, when I'm out there, when I go out fishing, those are the only 2 that I use. All right, when I go out there with 2 poles, as you can see here, the green machine and the red demon. When I go out there and I'm fishing with these two poles, my red pole I use that for when I'm fishing with live minnow. I throw that out there, I let it sit. When I want to cover ground, I use the green pole, the green machine. All right, when I use that pole, I'm covering ground. I'm trying to locate the crappie, trying to figure out where they're at. When I'm using the red pole, I'm adjusting the depth as well as trying to locate the crappie, trying to figure out where they're at. Because right now, whenever we fishing from banks or docks on a boat, if we don't have a live scope, these are the ways you have to locate these fish. Okay, so I'm going to show you 2 easy setups where you can locate these fish, and they're very easy to use. Okay, all right, for this first setup, I'm going to use so you guys can see the difference. This is a 32-ounce jig head, and this is a 1/16 ounce jig head. So today for this setup, I'm going to use a 132-ounce jig head. Now, when I use the 1/16 ounce jig head, I'm using it when it's windy outside, and it's just terrain's a little heavy. So I will use this so I can get to the bottom a lot quicker. But if it's calm water, not too rough, not too windy, I'll use the 132 ounce, okay? Because the drop is a lot slower. It gets the crappie a little bit more active. So that's why we use the 132 ounce, okay? So I'm going to show you guys how I set up my rig when I'm using a single jig head set up for crappie fishing. Okay, the line that I always use is a 4-pound test line when I'm out there fishing. I don't think I want to go anything heavier than that. So what you want to do is you want to take your tag in, stick it through the eye. Now, I know there's many ways you can do this, but this is easy for me. I just hold the tag in and I just twist it around. I twist it around 3, 4, 5. Try to do like 6 times. Maybe that might be a little bit more. And so if you can see that little hole right there, you stick it through here. Stick the tag in through, and then when it comes out, you're gonna bring it back through. This is a clinch knot. So when it comes back through, you grab it, and then you just tighten it down. Okay? Looks like this. So you're gonna have some tag in on there. So what you wanna do, take your scissors or whatever you have, and you're gonna cut that tag in off. All right. So now once you cut that tag in off, it's gonna look like this. Okay. Look just like this. All right. Now, some of the lures that I use, my top 2 lures that I use would be the electric chicken and give me a second, the blue thunder. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll go with the blue thunder. So what you want to do, you want to fairly get it right in the middle. And once you get in the middle, you stick it through and you just bring it all the way through until it gets to the end. So once it gets there, it's going to look like this. All right, that's how it's going to look. Now, I want to give you, this is a tip, okay? So now if you're doing this type of fishing and you're out there, you're fishing, and if you ever see your jig head gets straight like this, all you want to do is you want to do this all the time if you see it, because you want to increase your chances of catching fish. You just take it and you just bring it back, okay? So it is looking like this, okay, rather than that. Okay, you want to have this look right here all the time. So you just want to keep in mind whenever you're fishing with a jig head and you're jigging, You always want to check your jig head and your line, making sure that it's always perfect, so when you throw it out there, you guys are catching fish and you're not losing any. Okay, I mean, you can probably put a little piece of super glue, I mean not piece, but put some super glue on there to keep it like that. But I mean, I don't mind just keep adjusting it every time I do cast, and it straightens out. I would just fix it back. So this is what I use when I'm fishing from bank or docks. Okay, this same setup, you can use this same setup if you're fishing from a boat. The same setup. So it'll be on a boat, we would call that either tight lining or vertical jigging. Okay, vertical jigging, you just have it in the water just like this here. Now when you're vertical jigging, same thing, wrist action, or you can pull the line and then let it go and it drop down, and it's the same thing as just going up and down. So I highly recommend this setup when if you want to fish docks, boats, or banks. This is my go-to setup. Okay, the other setup that I use too is the double jig rig. I definitely love that setup. If you look in the tag, you'll see a tag, and if you guys want to learn how to do that setup, you guys more than welcome to watch that video too. But I'm just going to show you guys two of my setups that I use when I do go out there and I'm fishing for crappie. So right here, this is a single jig rig for crappie fishing. All right, now we're gonna get in now. If I'm fishing with live minnows and a slip knot bobber, okay, this is what we're gonna get into. Now, if I'm fishing with a slip knot bobber, I recommend you guys, if you don't have, any of these, these size hooks. I mean, I purchased this at Walmart, Team Crappie. They have all the sizes. So I would use a size, I'll go probably like a size 6, something small. If I'm using live minnows, I'll go with a smaller size. But for this purpose, I'm gonna make it kind of big so you guys can see. But I will go with, so I can show you, a size, that's a 6, I believe. So you can see the difference. All right, reason why you want to go with something kind of small, so you want to give the minnow, more movement, so it won't be, weighed down with weights and everything on them. You don't want anything heavy, so you want to go light. The next thing I recommend too, I mean, I know they have those what is it, beacon, but I recommend this. This is a great bobber stopper. Okay, I know with the string one, I mean, I've used it before, and the string got caught in one of my eyes. So once I found these, I think it might maybe cost a little bit more, I'm not sure, but once I found these, it works perfectly fine. So if you can find these, I don't think you find them in Walmart, but you can probably find them in your, maybe at Dick's Sporting Good or Bass Pro Shop, or maybe one of your local, bass stores, bait shops. I would recommend these. They're real good. And I can show you what it looks like. So I already have one on my pole right now. So this is what it looks like if you see it. Okay. So the one thing you're gonna want to need is one of these red balls right here. Beads. I'm sorry. So the first thing you want to do, you're gonna slip this in. It's easy, and it has a little hole where you can slip it in. See? So you just slip that in and you pull it up. Okay. And then once you slip it in, then you're gonna get your little bead right here. Then once you get your bead, you just stick it through the hole. Oh. Stick it through. And then it's gonna stop right there. See? Stop. Then you want to take your bobber. You want to stick that through too. Just feed the line through it. Feed your tag in through that end till it comes out to the other side, and it's gonna stop. So wherever you set your depth at, that's where that bobber is gonna stop, right there. Okay. Then again, like I said, we'll go with the small hook. Stick your tag in through the eye. Then going with the clinch knot again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stick it through the hole. Bring it back through. Then what you're gonna do, you're gonna cut your tag end off. And these are some good hooks too, guys. They're very sharp. Okay. Cut your tag in. Alright. Now, when it comes to weight, the one thing you want, you want to have enough weight on there so that whenever this bobber's in the water, it stands upright. Like these lines, these are like levels far as when it's in the water. You never want your bobber to the point where it's just the water is covering everything, okay? Because that means if it's that low, that means you have too much weight. All right, so I'll go with the size 4, just 1. I'm pretty sure 1 would do the job, and if it doesn't, like usually what I do when I get out in the water, I would just test it before I throw it out there. If I'm on a dock, I would just toss it out and just see if it goes straight down and sits up. If it sits up, then I'm perfect. If it's laying down, that means I need to add more weight. So, all right, so, and I love these kind because it's easy to adjust whenever you put them on there. I don't know if you see this, it has this little butt end right here. So if I wanted to take it off easy, I just clamp that down and it'll come off. So probably about what, 6 inches right there. Okay, so the whole setup looks like this. All right, you have your hook, size 4. Okay, then you have your slip knot. You have your weight. You have your bobber, and you have your bobber stopper. Okay, so it's gonna look like this. Okay, and then with this, like I said, it's clean. It looks professional, and like I said, you can adjust it as you go. So if I want to go deeper, all I do is just lift it up and go up. And like I said, with this one, I have no problems with it. It doesn't get caught in my reel when I'm fishing. It works perfect for me. Like I said, if you guys can find any of these here, like I highly recommend this, the small ones. Or it depends on how big your eye is on your pole. But these are a game changer if you use these as far as when you're out there. Like I said, when you're fishing with a bobber, like it's more so just bobber and a minnow. It's more so just it's a waiting game. You're trying to adjust it. You're trying to find a depth. You're trying to locate the fish. You're trying to figure out where they're at. When you're fishing with a jig head, it's more so you're moving. You're covering ground. So I recommend these 2 setups if you guys are trying to get out there and trying to catch crappie. Okay. Like I said, the bonus one would be if you guys want to learn how to do the double jig rig. You can do that with minnows, as well as you can put jig heads on there too. So like at the end of the day, it's just about having confidence and going out there trying these techniques. Like I didn't learn these overnight. I learned them over time. So if I can do it, I know you guys can do it too. So I hope today's video was educational to you guys out there as far as learning how to set up for a single jig head, or as far as for a fishing with bobber and minnow. I hope you guys learned something today. Like I said, I'm not a pro. I just go out there and learn myself, and from the experience that I've gained, I'm trying to give it to you guys too. The one thing I've also used that I forgot to tell you guys when I'm out there is the crappie fireballs. Man, ever since I started using these things, it has increased the bite as far as when I'm trying to fish for crappie. Like I say, I use them. I tried the green ones. I didn't have as much success as I had with the red ones. They're very easy to use. All you do is just take that little fireball and you just stick it on the end. And while you're out there jigging for the crappie, they're going crazy. Okay, trust me. If you put this on, you're gonna get more bites, more action. So I highly recommend you guys look into purchasing the crappie fireballs. I'm not a sponsor by any means. I'm just trying to show you guys what works for me. So I highly recommend you guys try it. If it works for you, leave a comment. Remember to subscribe and also hit the like button. If the content I'm putting out and you guys are learning something from it, or it's educating you on how to get out there and catch these fish, or just giving you some encouragement, subscribe to the channel or leave a comment. Let me know how it's working for you. Because at the end of the day, fishing is about confidence. Going out there, knowing what you're doing, trying new things, learning new things. And once you get that confidence down, you'll be fishing like the pros. At the end of the day, like I always say, don't talk about it, fish about it. You guys have a nice day.